Welcome, welcome, welcome to Walking the Path. Dreams come true. That is our title today. I want to tell you, wow, how grateful I am for this day and for this place called Rhythmia. This is Men's Week. We're having Men's Week at Rhythmia with Dr. Robert Glover. And Dr. Robert Glover is the guest speaker this week. And he is the author of No More Mr. Nice Guy, which is an amazing book. He does seminars all over the country, all over the world. He's a psychologist that works specifically with men, and his teachings are really consistent with Rhythmia, right? Which is this idea that something happened when we were young, and as kids, we don't really know how to process things in the right way. Or we don't really know how to process things. There's no distinction. We're just, as kids, we're these perfect, whole, complete little beings. Hey, life is good. I'm good. Everything's good. And then something happens. Your dad says something to you. You didn't get held on time. Your, brother pushes you off the bed. Or you were abused, or you were neglected, or you were abandoned. Anything on that spectrum. It could be something like I didn't get to play Monopoly with my brothers and sisters, or it could be something like, I was physically abused or sexually abused or abandoned, right? Those are all big things. Anything on that spectrum is trauma. And it's not, hey, Dorota, lovely to see you too. So lovely to see you. So anything on that spectrum is trauma. So what we teach at Rhythmia is that's when we call the split. What Robert Glover teaches is that's the beginning of the no more Mr. Nice Guy syndrome, right? When you become a nice guy, hey, Candace, great to see you. Love you too. So his teachings are really consistent. This has been such a powerful week because it's a week of men at Rhythmia. And it is so beautiful to see these like real men. This is what we call mature masculinity, right? When we think of, hey, Petra, when we think of the masculine, we think of patriarchy, we think of, toxic masculinity. That's not mature masculinity. That's immature masculinity. That's the masculinity from Lord of the Rings and, might I say, Donald Trump, right? Okay, that was really not fair for me to throw out my little political thing there. But really, it is mature masculinity that has never, ever, ever been prevalent on the face of this planet. And patriarchy is not an expression of masculinity. Patriarchy is an expression of power. And the dynamics of power work whatever your gender is. Doesn't matter what your plumbing is. Power is the same for women or men. It happens. So this is a men's week at Rhythmia where we're being guided by the medicine, by this maternal, loving, divine feminine to embody our divine masculine. And what's happening is men are being mature men, right? Owning their shit, being available for each other, being vulnerable, expressing things that they couldn't express, didn't feel comfortable expressing, coming into their own. This is amazing. Hey, Chantel. Hey, Anastasia. Milor, beautiful. Great to see you. Thank you guys for always. Mindy, thank you from New Jersey. Jersey. Great to see you. Thank you. So, Raquel from Humboldt, California. Girl, Humboldt. So this week is a tremendous week. I'll tell you, for me, it's going to be totally vulnerable. For me, it's been super interesting because I have never, I noticed that I was feeling like an outsider in groups of heterosexual men, even though I could fit in, and I grew up with, I'm of Lebanese parentage, and my brothers, and, I grew up hunting and fishing and camping and hiking, and, I can field dress a deer. I'm the only gay man this side of the Mississippi that can field dress a deer. No, I doubt that. There's probably a few more out there. But the point is that I always felt different. I always felt like an outsider. I always felt like a voyeur with with heterosexual men. I never knew, and I never really quite connected with homosexual men, right? So I don't belong has been a big story for me. And doing this work has unearthed all that, to see that, how that works. And being in this group of men this week has allowed me to be vulnerable and talk about that. Like, whoa, I never even saw that I was guarding myself and feeling like the outsider. So this has been so healing for me, for them, for everybody. And we're excited to do more men's weeks at Rhythmia. It has been a tremendous, tremendous week. Let me give a shout out to, Leslie's back, and Kathy Keat Thompson. Love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for the pride flag. I don't know, is that gay pride, Anastasia, or is that the Peru flag? Because Peru has a rainbow flag too, but it's not, it's the colors are different. All right. Our topic today, dreams come true, is our topic today. And it started because this morning, I didn't know what my topic was this morning. It started because this morning, I'm going to show you this picture. I don't think you guys can see it. The picture that was on the Facebook post is a grasshopper. It's not a grasshopper, it's a langosta. We call them langostas here. They are like locusts. They're giant, and they have a really bad sense of direction. They bump into shit, and they got little sticky things on their legs. So when they land on you, they get stuck on your clothes. You can't get them off, and they're these big. They're this big. They're huge. Anyway, I saw that, and it looked like Jiminy Cricket. And then I thought, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. And I thought, dreams come true. So much has been unfolding in this week. I want to share with you, how do we make our dreams come true? And the truth is that we have been endowed by the Creator. We've been endowed by the divine presence with a consciousness that allows us to experience the effects of our thinking. We get to experience the effect of our thinking. That's a divine right. That's a divine power. That's how dreams come true, because we live and move and have our beingness in a creative medium that responds to our thinking. And as long as there is no contradiction between the affirmation of our lips and the energy that's underneath, that's undergirding that, as long as there's no contradiction, boom, dreams come true. When you wish upon a star, when you place your awareness on that which is true and real and enduring, when you place your awareness on that which is light, the light, when you place your awareness on the light, you can transform the darkness. And think about alchemy. You guys remember the stories of alchemy? Okay, I'm looking at the chat here. What's going on? Hey, Debbie. Debbie Ballard says, you're going to be all right in divine time. Yes, indeed. Sending love and vibes from Belgium. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So think about alchemy, divine alchemy, or alchemy. The theory of alchemy, right, is that an alchemist can transform gold, or can transform lead into gold, right? And they have to have a little bit of gold to transform the base element into the higher element. Now, that's what we do. That's how our dreams come true. We hold a little bit of the frequency of what we are seeking, or what is seeking to emerge, and we can transmute and transform the heavy leaden vibrational frequencies of fear, doubt, lack, limitation, not enoughness, into the golden light of awareness, into the golden light of possibility and potential. I want to share with you a really incredible story. Of these last 2 weeks, I have a dear friend that has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And, it was really challenging to anchor myself spiritually in the spiritual truth in the face of, the diagnosis and the statistics of pancreatic cancer. Pretty dismal, right? People, you tell anybody, they're like, ooh, death sentence. Like that's what people say. And I reached out to my teacher, Reverend Michael, who's so available, and he called my dear friend and prayed. We prayed. And in the prayer, he said, I feel something wonderful is happening. I feel something wonderful is happening. Now, that's a challenging thing to say in the face of pancreatic cancer. But the truth of what he was doing in that moment was the alchemy of transformation, the alchemy of making your dreams come true. Now, we're not denying the state that my friend is in. We're not denying that there's something going on in her body. And she's not denying it either. People would call her and say, I'm not even going to mention the C word. And she said, I'm not afraid of cancer. I'm not bringing that energy of fear. Like, I'm not even going to say the word. Shh, oh, no, you got to face it. She's strong, right? I'm not afraid of this. I'm not going to put the energy of fear on it. And then somebody else sent a meme, fuck cancer, and she said, I'm not going to fight cancer either. I'm not going to fight cancer. I'm not going to fuck cancer. I am going to open up to this experience in life, right? So she's already beginning to see something wonderful is happening. But Reverend Michael prays that something wonderful is happening. She's not offering any resistance. He's praying something wonderful is happening. And the truth is, we want to be able to hold in our awareness that which we want to emerge. We want to hold in our awareness that which is seeking to emerge. And that's what we must do. There's a biblical saying, you cannot, he who saves his life shall lose it, and he who loses his life shall gain life. Something to that effect, which is in effect saying something around like, if you are locked into this material world, in our awareness, we cannot have in this material world that in the 3D, we cannot have in the 3D that which we are not willing to become in consciousness. We must be willing to become something. We must lose our sense of this life, of this sense of our little life, in order to gain the truth of our expansive greatness, the greatness of who we are, which is the gift of the divine. As I said in the beginning, the gift of the divine is that we can experience the effect of our own thoughts, the effect of our own thinking. How do we do that? How do we make dreams come true? We hold in our awareness that which we are that which is seeking to emerge. You can't, the form doesn't affect the field affects the form. So there was an idea, and it's even biblical. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. In the beginning, there was an idea. In the beginning, there was a word. In the beginning, there was a thought. In the beginning, there was a vibration. And that vibration was vibrating at a really high frequency, and it lowered its frequency until it took form. E equals MC squared. Energy equals matter. And in that equation, there's a point where energy becomes matter when it slows down, or matter becomes energy when it speeds up, right? Because it's through time. MC squared. That idea that in the beginning there was an idea, a vibration, and it slowed down and it took form. It became flesh. It was with God, but it became flesh. So this is the truth of manifestation. This is how dreams come true. And this, thank you everybody for the well wishes for my friend Stacy. God bless her and God bless you. And I'm knowing all is well. I feel something wonderful is happening. This is the key, that in the face of something so dire, that we can say something wonderful is happening. Something wonderful is seeking to emerge. I don't know what it is. I can't see it right now, but I feel it, because the universe doesn't hear our prayers. It feels our prayers. It feels our vibration and our frequency. And so let me tell you what's transpired in the 2 weeks since that prayer was prayed. Now, we've been praying every day. We've been working. We've been doing our prayer work. We've been doing our energetic work. We've been releasing. We've been doing our research on what needs to be done and what are the best doctors and what are the best processes. But let me tell you what's happened when you feel something wonderful is happening. Out of nowhere, a dear friend who was visiting here in Costa Rica, Spirit said, connect my two friends, Andrea and Stacy. And Andrea is a doctor. And I connected them in this room on Facebook, on Instagram. No, Not on either of those things. On Zoom. We got a Zoom call. Well, Andrea lives in France. And after that call, she called another doctor friend of hers in Italy, and she flew from Italy to Milan, or from France to Milan, and then went down to the place where my friend is living in Italy with her other doctor friend. They did all this energetic work, all this healing work. They did all this physical work. They're helping me with her medical understanding, the medical diagnosis, the next steps. So all this aid and assistance. And I was praying, God, I don't know what to do. And I'm overwhelmed. Help, help, help. Help was there. Not only that, another friend brought us into contact with people who have healed themselves from pancreatic cancer and the ways in which they have done that, right? And so we all of a sudden, all of these different possibilities and potentials, possibility and potential, that's all you need. All you need is possibility and potential. That's all we need. Because if we have possibility and potential, if we can see the possibility, we can make our dreams come true. We just have to hold the frequency of that possibility. We just have to hold the frequency of that potential and transmute the heavy, leaden vibrations of sickness, illness, sadness, fear, doubt, and worry. So this is the way we make our dreams come true. I feel something wonderful is happening, and all of a sudden, unforeseen assistance, unforeseen aid, unforeseen kindness, unforeseen generosity, unforeseen understanding, unforeseen help coming from unexpected ways and unexpected places all came and rushed to our assistance because we felt, without any evidence, we felt something wonderful is happening. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, let's look at what y'all are saying. Peter, thank you so much. Thank you. Love you all. Mindy, excellent. Nadia, healing light, thank you. Debbie, Ballard, Chantel, wonderful is happening. Ken, Lee, Harris, love you, brother. Thank you. You're an inspiration, man. Love you. Colette and Paramadal, great. Thank you so much. So this is it. This is how we make our dreams come true. By holding the frequency of that which is seeking to merge. By feeling without evidence, without like, oh, it's not happened in this material world yet. That's right. It can't happen in the material world until we can hold it in our awareness. We cannot have in our material existence that which we cannot hold in our consciousness. Consciousness precedes form. The thought precedes form. The field informs the form. The form doesn't inform the field. It's from the invisible to the visible, from the formless to the form. That's the way it works. And then at some point we go back from the form to the formless. So it's circulation. That's another law, but that's a different talk. Okay, so we're talking right now about emergence, about manifestation and emergence. And here's the other thing about I feel something wonderful is happening is that we didn't know, like, of course, something wonderful would be she gets all her markers go to zero and she's cancer free, right? But we're holding that in our awareness too, but we're not rejecting any of the aid and assistance and generosity and kindness and help and medicine and everything that's coming. We're not rejecting any of that. We're saying yes and more. So that's the other thing. That's the other piece in this is you've got to start acknowledging when stuff happens, right? You're holding this awareness, something wonderful is happening. Maybe you're holding something wonderful is happening. I need a new job, right? But while you're waiting for the new job, all these little things happen. People start, oh, someone's helping you with the resume. Oh, someone else is coming in. Oh, I know somebody is looking for that. Oh, you could do, bop, 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 bop. You have to start acknowledging God. You have to start acknowledging the good that's seeking to emerge as it's coming, right? When you see it, more of it comes. When you acknowledge it, more of it comes. Have you ever started looking like, oh, I'm thinking about getting a Jeep or a RAV4 or whatever, right? And all of a sudden, you're seeing those cars everywhere. Boom. And there were just as many on the road before. They just weren't in your awareness, and you weren't seeing them. But now that they're in your awareness, you see them everywhere, right? It's the same thing. You start to do this. So the second part of feeling something wonderful is happening is then acknowledging when things start to roll Man, you got to give praise and thanks. Thanksgiving, gratitude, open up your heart. Whoa, look at that demonstration. Whoa, look at that answered prayer. Whoa, look at that. Thank you, God. Whoa, look at that. More good is coming to me than I can. Oh, that's coming from someplace I didn't even imagine. Isn't that cool? Whoa, I didn't even know that was going to be good, but it's good. Wow, that's how we work it. So, when you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are. When you wish upon a star, when you place your awareness on that which is seeking to emerge, our dreams come true. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you all so much love. Hola de Playa Hermosa, Jaco. Hola, Bridget Garcia. ¿Cómo está? Bueno. And Permadal from El Paso. Oh my God, I was just talking about El Paso at lunch today. Okay, you guys. Sending in ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. God bless you. God keep you. God shine his face upon you and bring you peace. And so it is.